How are you? Welcome to the Pure Motivation Fitness Podcast Show. I'm your host, Dimitri Giancoulis, and today we have a very, very, very special guest, Jeffrey DiGiantomaso. Not only is he an amazing member who's got a success story to tell you, but he's a very supportive and motivating and inspiring member to the gym, to all of our members that come here. And he's also become a personal friend now. It's beyond the point of client-coach relationship. We've become friends, and the process in getting success is not going to end here. We're going to go through a story to tell you. We're going to go through struggle, challenges, successes, strategies, and we're going to give you some real talk. And today's episode is based on how he torched, I'm going to repeat that word, how he torched 45 pounds of weight, and how he sizzled 16% body fat. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are not experienced in the fitness industry, or you've not worked out, this is your first time listening, to lose 16% body fat in only 10 months is unreal. That's like turning back the clock and giving yourself 10 years of more life expectancy just from exercising. And to be honest, guys, it's 10 months of time. So I'm going to give you guys an amazing story. I'm going to have Jeff talk to us. Before we begin, I just want to let you guys know we are a body type specific training studio. We have many, many ways of assisting you. We can assist people in the Vaughan area that need a trainer to come to their home with in-home personal training. We can assist people who want to leave their home and are stressed out and want to actually physically go to a location, to a beautiful boutique fitness studio located in the city of Vaughan, Ontario, which has got cross-training classes, personal training classes, full studio access, and specializing in body type specific functional training. And now, most recently, we have access to reach you internationally. That's right. So if you live across the globe, if you're in the US, if you're in Brazil, if you're in Europe, and you're struggling to get your fitness goals, you're looking to get some form of help, and you just don't know how to do so, we have a pure body type transformation app, which gives you motivation, which gives you training programs, nutritional education, and most importantly, the accountability process. The accountability process is important because if you're not able to have something to be accountable every day and to log your meals, log your workouts, follow up with something, and you don't have a coach with you, the chance of success is going to be much, much lower. It's nice and easy to train with someone when they're physically there and they're able to help you out. But when you're working with someone across the country, or you're working with someone that's far away, you need to have something to keep you accountable. And our mobile app is just that for you. For anyone who's seeking assistance and needs help, simply go to purefit.ca. That's our website, puremotivationfitness.com. They're both connected. Go to the contact section, click on the link, and let's set up a 15-minute discovery call where I can sit down with you over Zoom or over the phone, and we can set up a way to help you out regardless of where you are, regardless of your economics, regardless of your program. We're here to help out, and we want to make sure we can give you a body type specific approach. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome Jeffrey DiGiantomaso. Welcome aboard, Jeff. What's going on?
Wow, if that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
That's why Dimitri's the coach.
That's it.
Anyways, so
we are here. We are in 2021. The date today is what? Today is the
October
11th.
Something.
It's Thanksgiving, baby. Everyone's having their gobble turkey in Canada.
Yeah, we're here talking about fitness. So
that's right. So I'm going to start back and I'm going to do a little regression. I'm going to tell people, let's turn back the hands of time, and we're going to go back to 2003. Jeff's going to talk to us a little about how we met and what was life like before Pure Motivation Fitness and before he met Dimitri. Let everybody know.
Okay, so we met. I started going to the gym. He was the personal director of training of Bally Total Fitness,
right.
Dufferin and Finch location. I had gone to other gyms previous. I'd gone to a Premier Fitness. I'd gone to another small gym down in North York. Then I joined. This was probably the biggest gym I had gone to so as of yet. and there was the Bally Total Fitness where Dimitri was, and this was 2003.
Big box chain, baby.
Yeah, exactly. But it was beautiful. It was a big open gym. It had the tanning. It had the massage. It had the pool. It had the sauna. It had probably a lot of nice girls there. Who knows? I don't remember. That was like 18 years ago.
Pre-marriage, pre-kids.
So, I never really. I wasn't training specific for anything, for strength, for sport, for endurance. I just was training to build muscle, get lean as I could, because as we will learn later on, Dimitri trains with body type training. So I didn't know what body type I was at that point, obviously.
And what was life like in terms of your daily routine? Because remember, you weren't married. How old were you?
I was in 2003. It would have been 22 turning 23. Because
He's a young buck.
Yeah, young Jeff.
And what was your habits like back then? Your eating habits, your weekend habits?
Oh, wow. Partying, drinking, going out at night, not sleeping in. I never really had really good eating habits.
So you're eating, you were drinking
I was small
excess?
for a while. I was a small guy because I was in construction. I was young, had a good metabolism. But then I injured my shoulder, I think a little bit with work or training, and I slowed down the training and I started partying more but not training, so I started gaining weight. And then that's when I started gaining weight slowly. Even though I was working out regularly, I was doing a lot of cardio, a lot of I didn't really educate on myself on anything HIIT at the time or anything like that. Just strictly doing cardio. I'm going to lose weight because I'm going to do an hour of cardio every day. But then after I go to the bar and drink and eat chicken wings and garbage, I did all that cardio for nothing. So it wasn't really specifically benefiting. I was going to the gym, but I was just maintaining the shit body that I had.
So then tell me, you're at our club. We had a bunch of trainers back then. It was a big box model. I think I had 35 trainers once working under me. And talk about Jason Miller. How did he scoop you up? Jason, if you're listening, we love you, because if it wasn't for you scooping up Jeff that day and meeting him on the floor, we wouldn't be here today. But talk about what happened.
So he must have been watching me for months, and we'd always say hi to me. He'd give me little tips here and there. Oh, do something like this or do something like that, or do higher reps. So I think he was slowly feeding me implanting that seed in me, you need a little bit of help. I see you every day. It doesn't look like you're getting anywhere, so maybe a little bit of help here and there. So at one point he finally said, do you need help? He goes, you want me to talk? Maybe you need a personal trainer. I can help you. What are your goals? You want to gain muscle? Do you want to gain strength? Do you want to lose weight? Obviously, from the shape I was in, he probably knew already that I wanted to lose some body fat.
Yeah.
So then I said, sure, maybe we could sit down and figure out something, because I wanted to get in better shape. I went from, in my 18, 19, 20 years old, at about 155 pounds, and at one point, I think, when I decided to finally get the personal training that Dimitri and Jason finally made that decision with them that I was going to sign up. I think it cost me at the time was a $3,000 package or $3,200 package. I mean, at 22 years old.
That seems right.
At 22 years old, that seemed like a lot of money to me. But I was like, fuck, I'll try. Sorry for the language. I'll try to cut out the language.
How much did you weigh?
I was tipping about 200 pounds, 205.
Okay, so guys, you heard that. He was around 150, playing soccer, nice and healthy. Got into
160, I was in and around there.
Crappy lifestyle. Not crappy, but a lifestyle that doesn't really have health and fitness as a priority. Many people fall into this trap. And then he went over 200, okay? So when we met and I first started talking to him, he said he had a goal of 60 pounds. And I said, okay, well, have you ever heard of body type specific training? He said, no. Are you following any meal plan? He's like, yeah, beers, wings on the weekend, and, during the day, construction life. So we got him on a program. We got him training with the coach. We got him following a specific program based on body typing. Back in those days, the big box chains didn't like me changing their routine because they wanted something that could be done in mass quantities, and customizing a program for every individual based on their body type isn't what the Bally Total Fitness model wanted.
I don't think any big box really cares to actually get you results. I think they just get your ass into the gym, get you signed up, sign you up to a contract for a year, 2, 5, whatever the hell, and they don't give a shit if you actually come in.
Right.
If you don't, then there's no accountability. They don't, and if they get you personal training, and I've seen people have personal training for years, and they still have the same exact body.
100%. So we did a program. We got him losing weight. I remember specifically because this is when I was so young in the industry, and I was a personal training director. I thought, wow, I'm going to treat everybody like they're the number one client. That's been my motto since day one. But I remember him with high blood pressure as a young guy, not able to fit into his clothing. The guy couldn't do 10 push-ups. He was doing so much cardio that Jason was like, listen, we got to help this guy out. And my approach with my coaches was always give people service. Don't ask for $1. Just give them service, give them help. And if they explain the program to them and they want to do it, great. If not, we can move on. So to sum it up, because we're talking 2005 here, we're in 2021, and I want to tell you why we're saying this. To sum things up, Jeff lost 62 pounds of fat. Okay, he lost 62 pounds of weight, changed his lifestyle, became one of the leanest guys in the gym.
I was super lean. At this point, I didn't have a lot of body mass on me, not a muscle mass, but I was lean. Under 10%, which is crazy.
Yeah, we actually
especially
have.
For me, being an endomorph, being under 10% is insane. I was eating like a bird though. I was literally eating nothing.
Sometimes to lose body fat that's excess, we got to change our eating. But what was cool was we did before and afters. If this was a YouTube video, you can see them. We'll probably post them later on, but we did pictures. He was one of the best clients of the gym. He's actually holding them right now in a file folder with him. I didn't tell him to bring them, but I guess he brought them because maybe he thought we were taping. But the most important thing is these pictures you take when you change your physique and you change your lifestyle last forever. Yeah. So we're going to...
It's the beginning of the journey. It's not like I lost the 60 pounds and that was it. I'm done. I'm good. My fitness journey's over. That was 15 years ago. There's been a lot of ups and downs since then.
So 15 years ago, he lost 62 pounds, okay? Had a physique that was extremely lean. Tell me what life was like then. You felt amazing, right?
I could spend 2-3 hours at the gym. I didn't have kids. I didn't even have a mortgage yet. I was working for a company, so I would clock in and clock out, and then it was my time.
Yeah.
So I had a girlfriend at the time.
You had lots of time to work.
My wife, my current wife, my girlfriend, but she was working. She was going to university, so I had the time to be there for 3 hours.
Right.
Now it's not the case. I gotta make time. I gotta squeeze it in. I gotta figure out what time. I've already used I've done afternoon workouts, morning workouts, and the best to work out for me, especially now running my own company, AM. Get it out of the way early in the morning, and that's it, because come that afternoon I have no time.
So now talk to us about what happened. You lost 62 pounds, you're on top of the world, you're known as a success to everyone in the gym, to your family. I branched off. I resigned from the big box chain. I decided I want to not be a monster and work for the clubs that just push numbers in. And I went on my own. You took training to the next level. You started training really, really well, getting great results. But then something happened. And I think I want you to share the story about, entrepreneurship, family man.
At this point, I hadn't opened up a company yet.
Okay.
But I did buy a house, get married, have kids, and then the business came.
Notice how his tonality kind of dropped a bit. I think he was going back to remembering some of the challenges of all that, because we all go through challenges like that. And everybody listening right here who is married, who does have kids, or who doesn't have kids and maybe is not married, you buy a home, you go to school, you get a job, you go through the same lifestyle habits. You go through what's called being mature and having responsibilities. So how did that take a toll on your life, bro?
Well, as more responsibility, I found there was less time for me to focus on my fitness, on my nutrition. It was just slowly compounded, eating a day not eating well turned into 2 days not eating well, turned into a week not eating well, turned into a month not eating well. So slowly those pounds came back on.
You do work in the trades industry, and we just recently did a podcast with Manny Nivs, and we talked about the challenges of keeping a fit lifestyle when you work in the trades. Did that affect you at all in terms of your work-life balance? Because now you have your own business and you're a family man. Did that affect you at all or no?
In what way? I didn't get.
Well, let's say, being healthy and fit is a great thing, but when you work in an office, it's so much easier to bring a lunch container, go for a little lunch break.
I always, when I started learning how to eat with you back in 2005, I kept that model pretty consistent. Good. I mean, there was always a panino here, a piece of pizza, but I always had a shake. I always had tuna. I always had some nuts, an apple. I used to bring an apple as a pre-workout. Whatever the case may be, it was a very good schedule working for, and like say my construction schedule start at 7, end at 3. It's very regimented, so I was able to eat consistently. 7 o'clock. Okay. Have your break at 9:30, 12, 12:30. You eat again. You can have a snack around 2:30, 2 o'clock, 3, whatever the case, and then I would hit the gym for 4. So it was a very good schedule. But it would be the evenings.
Tell them what happened when you're going to the gym. Tell them about your workouts.
Yeah, those I would hit the gym at 4 o'clock, but it was like a social club. I would be there from 4 until 6:30. Was I getting 2.5 hours of workout in? I don't think so. Maybe an hour and 20 minutes. The rest was socializing because it was always the same guys, same type of lifestyle, same type of jobs. All the guys from construction. We don't all work together, but we end up coming to the same gym. So a lot of similar guys, similar lifestyle. So it'd be a big social club. You'd spend 2-3 hours there. You weren't getting 3 hours of a workout. So it was a big waste of time. Not that it was a waste of time. It's just you're not getting an effective workout.
You're not getting an efficient workout. And this is the challenge that we find with a lot of people who are looking to lose body fat. If your goal is 20, 30, 40, more than 50 pounds, you need to be structured where your workouts are organized. Either someone has provided them to you or you're getting them from someone who's smarter than you. You can't be doing a total body workout that you think works well because you saw it on YouTube or your buddy's doing that workout. Depending on your body type, whether you're ectomorphic, mesomorphic, or endomorphic, it's got to be customized. So I think you were doing well during the day. You were eating somewhat fine, but the pounds are creeping up. You're gaining the weight back. And what was it? Was it evening binging? What was it?
Evening binging, weekends. At this point, let's say 2009, I got married. I was still in relatively good shape. I would say I was in good shape until 2011.
2009, I opened up the studio, so I didn't even know you back then. We separate ways.
Well, not that you didn't know me. We went separate ways. But I did reach out to you in about 2012, 2013, the first time, because I had started gaining weight and I needed help. It wasn't a lot of weight. I think I went from 140, 150, 150 pounds. I went up to maybe 180, 175, and I wanted to drop back down. So I just wanted that extra help, that push to get back to being lean again. Right. So I did come. I remember we signed up. I did about 6 months.
6 months, that's right. I remember exactly.
I did a 6-month program with you where we did like a boot camp.
And I told him, don't do 6 months, brother. You need to do the full program.
Right. I did. I dropped the weight. I remember I was getting ready we were going to Italy in 2013, me and my wife and my son at the time. He was he was 10 months old. So I came to train to drop the weight for the vacation, but I came to see the gym and it was totally different than any other gyms I've been to. It was very specific to personal training and focusing on the individual body type. Yep. And also being accountable for what you're doing, not going to the gym and just working out and leaving. And the coaches here are accountable for what you do.
Yeah, we just changed our model, I think, just around 2013, where we told ourselves we're going to stop selling membership A lot of people were upset at me. I changed the model into a training-centric model where everybody gets coaching regardless of what economic status you are, regardless of how active you are. Everybody gets coaching at Pure Motivation Fitness. Access is included, program design is included, but we wanted to make sure we move away from the regular gym model and go to something that's structured. So then 6 months, I guess you went to Italy, you broke off the program, and then you continued to gain weight. Is that correct?
Yeah, I slowly gained. I was still training. I still had that routine where I was 4 o'clock in the afternoon after work, go to the gym, but I wasn't following a really strict diet. So
give us an example for someone that doesn't know, or for someone that is currently doing the same style of eating you did in the evening. Give an example of sometimes what you would eat in the evenings.
I wouldn't stick to a strict diet of carbs and protein and vegetables, or I would eat pasta, pizza, bread, all kinds of heavy carbs, which aren't good, especially in the evening. Or if I did eat well, let's say I had a steak and vegetables, or chicken and vegetables, or fish and vegetables, then I would be sitting on the couch come 9 o'clock. I'd be smashed a bag of chips.
Sure, your kids come
a couple
around.
Bowls of ice cream or cookies. And at that point, the kids were still small, right?
And how amazing is it when your wife gives the kids a bath, or you do, they come out, they're smelling so fresh, they're in their pajamas, they pop a little bag of chips, or you're watching TV. How easy is it for everyone listening to sit and just start eating garbage food because you're comfortable?
Well, you don't just pop a little bag of chips. With me, it's you open a big bag of chips and you finish it.
See? So a lot of it has to do, I think, with the setting we're in.
For me, it was either it was one drastic measure. It's either I would be all in or all out. It would be I would deprive myself of everything for months, and then all of a sudden I'd take a loaf of bread and a jar of Nutella and crush the thing in a night.
So I'm really thankful that you're open and honest, because a lot of people listening don't want to tell the coaches when they go in for a consultation or meet them that, I do meet clients every day saying, oh my God, I'm eating clean, I'm cutting up my carbs. But then in the back end, when they're alone, they'll go to the drive-through and they'll order two Big Macs, or they'll order a bag of chips.
And grab a bag of Sour Patch Kids at the gas station.
You see?
That's my kryptonite there, candy.
And I want you guys all listening to know that Jeff, just like you, is human. Whether you're a male or female, I don't care if you're married, not married, kids, no kids, student, working, entrepreneur, manager. We're all human. And food is a drug. Food is something that we all revert to. Food, it's a stress relief. But you've got to think about it. Food is a drug that anybody can buy. My daughter's 14, my son's 8. I can give my son $5 and tell him to go to the store, and he can walk in and buy a bag of chips without anybody telling him anything. He can buy a pack of chocolate, gum, whatever it is, candies. But if you go to the pharmacy and you tell him to order something, he can't. So a lot of times people forget that food is a drug. And if we don't pay attention, or we don't have coaching on how to use that drug, especially for our body type, we're building a compounded effect of challenges and stress throughout the years to come. So we're going to fast track now. We went from 2003, he met us, 2005, he got training. He lost weight. I think it was maybe a year, 62 pounds, looking amazing. From 2005, 2009, on his own, working out.
2013, I came back to see you. So we had a little bit of a training stint at that point.
And then COVID kicked in, right?
Well, then my kids were born. I had 2012, my son was born. Yeah. And then 2015, my daughter was born. Good. And I had gained some weight there. And then I started training hard on my own come around 2014, 15. Okay. And I lost weight, but I was training to get big. Okay. And I started using a lot of supplements at that time. I started getting much bigger, getting muscle mass.
Performance supplements?
I did dabble into them. That's maybe something we can talk about another time.
No problem. Well, especially for such a successful background and losing so much weight and chiseling your body, it's it's kind of sometimes with athletes or with people that do success, it's almost like another step that they sometimes get into. But moving on from that, you struggling with the weight loss, got the kids going on, and then I think COVID kicked in.
Yeah, so I was training hard. I had the kids, all the schedule with the kids, hockey, soccer, gymnastics, all that. COVID hit, and boom, the whole schedule went to shit. Yeah. Everything stopped abruptly, and my training was affected right away.
Right.
And then
eating habits
went to garbage because we were at home. We started drinking more because we started eating more.
Right. And one thing that I want to tell all the entrepreneurs listening here is there's a paradox of freedom that I talk about. And as much as you may think that as an entrepreneur, when you're the owner, it's great, it's also it's a catch-22, because as much as Jeff, I, or anyone else that owns their own business feels that you can do what you want, it's almost a curse, because now you have the ability to become lazier, to become more complacent, because you don't have to go into work at 8. You can cancel your first appointment. You don't have to do some stuff that you don't want to do. You can change whatever schedule you have. So if Jeff wants to go to the gym, great. If he doesn't, he can just call in sick and not go to work. So being an entrepreneur puts a lot more stress on your back. And then there was a breakdown. Now tell me about the breakdown, because we'll talk about how I managed to somehow inspire you, but tell them about the breakdown where you just didn't feel well. There's some pictures you sent me where I'm looking at them and there's like demons. I can see demons in your head.
Okay, so COVID hit, and my entire schedule, well, not only fitness routine, work routine, family routine, because we were a sports family, always running around, bringing our kids here and there. Everything came to a screeching halt. So, me being a creature of habit, I kind of got lost. I got thrown off track. First thing that suffered was fitness. I stopped working out. And then
second thing was probably your mindset, right?
Yeah, I felt lost. I felt completely lost.
So here he is going from successful client, being able to crush his results. Imagine having before and after pictures that you're looking at now. It's 2019, 20, and you're like, man, I really crushed this 10 years ago when I was 9% body fat, coming in from, over 200, lost touch of my coach, lost touch of who I am. And then it was December.
Yeah.
And this is where
let's go back a little bit.
Let's do it.
So work-wise, I didn't suffer right away. I'm in the construction industry. I own a plumbing company. We still had work going on. We were considered an essential service, so we didn't really shut down. So we were still working, but there was a lot of things that slowed down for me because there was things that weren't considered essential, or if we didn't have permits, whatever the case may be. We don't have to get into that. But I had employees that I had to carry, so there was a stress there. And I had to pay them. I had to pay my suppliers. I had to continue trying to find work to keep us going, pay my bills, pay my employees. And it came to the point where March was okay, April, May, and then June, I kind of hit a brick wall. So along with the fitness stopping, the extra time at home, all the stress, everyone at home all the time, not knowing what the stresses of COVID, not knowing what's going to happen next. Our lives have changed abruptly all of a sudden. And now work, the stress of work all hit me. And I just started gaining weight crazy. Like from June, let's say, of 2020 till about September, October, I just started gaining weight exponentially. I'm probably like 5 pounds a week, at the point where I went from 195 in March till I hit, I think when I finally came to Dimitri and cracked and I had to see him, I think in end of November, I was like 249, 250. Like I had gained 50 pounds almost. COVID, never mind the COVID 20. I gained the COVID 50.
And guys, let me remind you that gaining weight is something that everyone does. We all get it. But the mindset destruction, the demons, the metabolic changes, the negative self-talk, the negative respect, the low self-esteem, the low self-worth. Those are the things that I care more about more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I was feeling depressed, literally depressed. There were points that I didn't get out of bed. I would not get out of bed. I would refuse to get out of bed. The only reason I got out of bed is because I had employees that I had to go see.
So
Or else I wouldn't have gone up. Not for my wife and not for my kids. I would not get up.
And that's where I talk about the paradox of freedom as a business owner or manager. Whenever you're in a position that you can oversee and manage people, if you don't feel like doing something, you kind of sometimes don't have to. But that's where the challenge kicks in. So what happened then? What did like, you know, in Bugs Bunny when there's the anchor and it falls on the guy's head, Roadrunner? What happened to you?
I'm a stubborn Italian, old school type of guy. I refused to go see a doctor. Refused help. I was like, I'll get through this. Tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow never came.
I'm going to pause you right there because I want to make an emphasis on this point. Guys, this is something extremely important because I know so many people, I even have family members that do that. They refuse to go to a doctor. They refuse to get diagnostic testing for something that hurts. Their knee hurts, their elbow hurts, their wrist hurts. They refuse to weigh themselves. They refuse to get blood work done. And what's essentially is happening is you're blocking your vision. You're trying to look across the street. And you're trying to look at a bus shelter. And what's happening is you're looking the complete opposite direction. So no matter how hard you want to cross the street and get to that bus shelter, you can't because you're facing the opposite way. So not following up with a doctor, trainer, coach, anyone to follow up with your health is the worst thing you can do, because that time that passes where you don't know what's happening internally, it's almost like you're walking on a tightrope and you're walking on eggshells, because that's where you can have the heart attack. That's where you can have the stroke. That's where you can have the diabetic attack. That's where you can have the issues. Okay, so we know that we're in a depressive state.
Well, it was so bad to the point I don't even want to mention it, but I started feeling suicidal. Like, it was so bad that I was like, if I'm not here, maybe it would be better. That's how bad it got.
And you see, this can happen to anybody, from whether you're rich, poor, athletic, non-athletic. You go through mindset, and the more your mind is in a negative state, it's proven that it's 4 times worse. If you tell yourself, I feel fat, I feel overweight, look at me, I'm an idiot. Even if you don't open out your mouth and say those words, you think those words, your subconscious will multiply and triple that mindset. The words that you say to yourself when you're thinking, it'll save them and record them. And then when you're bored and you're home and you're stressed and you're fearful and you're in a low position, guess what's going to be playing? Those exact words. Instead of you saying, I feel great, I will get better, I'm going to get help, I'm going to change my lifestyle. So for those of you who are saying, you know what? Shit, I feel exactly the same way right now. Or I have a husband or wife or a spouse or son or aunt, uncle that's in the same position. It's your responsibility as an active living human from God to reach out and push them into the fire, push them into getting help. Because if you don't, and they have worse off lifestyle, you're going to say to yourself, why didn't I do something? So let's put some positive spin on this bad boy. You're in a shitty state. You're feeling negative. You're feeling horrible. Your poor wife is probably your best support system. Your kids are your support system. You got Dimitri on the other end and his team who are locked up because of COVID. I'm in the office with Daniel, my old manager, and I'm trying to put posts out every day, social media. Me and my wife are doing cooking shows on Sunday. I'm dragging my kids into the studio. We're doing live kids fitness workouts. We're training for like 5-6 kids. We're trying to do live workouts to motivate our community. And I just lost it. And I too, myself, I was in a negative state. I got a tattoo that says happiness is a decision, to remind myself that it's up to me to make the changes. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go all out, and I'm just going to go on social media, and I'm just going to inject every single person that's listening to me with some positivity. And
I'm trying to find the video you put on Instagram that inspired me.
So it was a video that you watched.
Yeah, this one. Was it this one?
Hit play.
No, I don't remember, but
I want to give you guys some lessons that I think.
no.
I think it was one that talked about the 3 steps of accountability. 1, you got to accept responsibility and say something's wrong. 2, you got to say, can you do this by yourself? Okay.
This is the one.
I don't have to mention names, but this gentleman came to me and said, "Hey, how do I break my funk?" We did a body comp, and
This was the
they
video
do
we
training,
did after
and
I came to see
they
it.
want to break. They want to break the funk. What
So
I
there's
mean
a 40. I made a video for someone that was 42 years old who needed help. Next thing you know, I get a phone call, and it's Jeff, and he reached out to me, and he said, "Buddy, I'm in a bad state. I need your help. I got demons. I got a bad mindset. I'm not gonna make it." I said, "No problem, Jeff. Come into the studio. Let's meet with you." This is when the gyms were locked down, and we had everything in lockdown. And I said, here is a buddy of mine coming back to me, overweight, depressed. This time he hit the charts. I clocked him in at 250 pounds. Guys, 48% body fat. Let me explain to you how to do some number crunching. So you
can't
can.
find the video at the time, but
That's okay.
there was a video you did that inspired me.
So take a calculator if you're listening and go 250. Now times that by 0.48. That's 48% body fat. When you hit equals, you get 120. 120 is your fat mass. Now if I minus that from 250, his total, that's 130 pounds of lean mass. Lean mass is bones, organ, muscle, tissue, and so forth. So Jeff came in at 120 fat mass and 130 lean mass.
Crazy. I never even seen those.
48% body fat. So guys, pretty much
I was obese.
beyond obese,
Fucking
more
obese. Sorry for the language, but
That's okay.
I was gross.
It's an adult show. Almost half of his body, pretty 48% rounded off to 50. Half of his body was body fat percentage. I knew I had a harder task at hand now. I knew I had a guy who was older, a slower metabolic rate. He's married, he's got kids, got a business. You can't just tell this guy to jump on the treadmill and train every day and eat from a container because he's got priorities involved. However, I did know that it's my duty and my staff's duty to do our best to change lives because coaches change lives. That's our job. That's what we signed up to do every day. And I know that Jeff was a hardcore Spartan. I know he did it once. So it was just a matter of trying to find a way to reset his mind shape, right? And when he came into the club, I asked him to do a blood pressure test. His blood pressure's through the roof. The guy's resting heart rate was like 98 beats per minute. Guys, let me give you some math again. 98 minus 70. That's 28 beats per minute extra.
Now my resting heart rate is like 60.
100%. So 28 extra beats per minute. There's 60 minutes in an hour. So take that, times it by 60, times it by 24 hours in a day. Ready? 40,320 extra beats per day. That's what this guy came into me at. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to have a heart attack in the next few weeks. So the plan was 1, regroup, go back to body type specific mentality, get him on a MyZone heart rate monitor. For any of you guys who are training without a heart rate monitor, I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. There's no data that you can go by. Get yourself a heart rate monitor you can strap on your chest. We use MyZone. If you want one, send me a DM or just message me and I can get you one set up, no problem. But the wrist ones are not the same.
That one, it'll change your life.
Yeah. It's also good because members in the club wear them. There's a community. There's points you get when you train. There's camaraderie. Everyone's challenging and competing each month. I know Samurai, Tamara listening, Jen, Vula, Vicky, Sandra. So many of the AM people coming in the train are like Spartans and they're always competing and challenging each other. But we got them on a MyZone. We sat down. We talked about body type nutrition. We did a little bit of fasting in the beginning for the first portion. We worked on a slight ketogenic program, but I made sure the guy was eating 5-6 times a day. I wanted to make sure that he's not starving himself. And if he wanted to eat, he could. Now, how did your routine change? Tell me now about the new, we're going to talk about your goals in a little bit. And this was 10 months. So although we had boarded up the windows,
December.
I came in and I made sure I was training this guy privately.
I was going to turn So a big reason why I pushed myself, not only because I was feeling down, I was feeling like complete shit. In December of 2020, I was going to turn 40.
Nice.
So I didn't want to be feeling like this at 40.
Right.
So I had to do something, turn it around.
So he came in for the first session. I recorded it. I recorded us sitting down because I said, I'm going to make a movie out of this. I'm going to make a testimonial just like we did before. And he was just saying, bro, forget testimonials. I got to lose weight. Like for him to tie his shoes, it was tough. His heart rate was going through the roof. Again, 40,000 extra beats per day, guys. 48% body fat. You're looking at someone saying, listen, if this guy doesn't change his lifestyle, he's going to have a heart attack in a year.
Yeah, exactly. I was out of breath. I had a hard time tying my shoes. It was fucking embarrassing.
Now, the next part was we said we're going to get him on a program. I'm really big as I'm growing as a coach and as a gym owner. I'm looking at knowing that in life there's many different ways to skin a cat. I shouldn't say skin a cat. Skin a turkey, skin a shawarma. People that have cats are going to hate me. But there's many different ways to get a result. And as I'm getting older, more mature, I'm noticing that I need to utilize all the people and surrounding around me. It's not just me running the club. I have amazing coaches, a naturopathic doctor. I have access to strength conditioning coaches, whoever I need. Adam, our coach that does all our programming at the studio, is amazing at funneling everything for the whole members. So I said, listen, go get blood work. I'm going to get you to see my naturopathic doctor, Anita. I'm going to get you to do body comps every 2 weeks. I was training him for the first month. And I said, listen, after I train for the first month, I won't have time, but I'm going to put you in my program. And I want you to trust me. He said, no, I want to buy training 3 times a week for the whole year. I said, no. You're going to go 3 times a week for 2 or 3 months. And then we're going to go into semi-private classes of 6 people. He didn't want to do classes. He fought me on it. He says, I'm not a class guy. I'm busy. I want to get in, get out. But
and I even fought you with the MyZone for the longest time.
Yeah, he didn't want to get a MyZone heart rate monitor. And I said to him, listen, if I'm training you or my staff's training you, we need to be able to see data. Like, we're 2021 now. You wear a heart rate monitor, you leave the gym, you get data for your workout.
Yeah, but it doesn't only monitor your heart rate. It does everything.
It tells you
your calories,
yep,
how hard your heart is working.
It even gives you a per second basis of how many seconds you're in the 90 percentile, 80 percentile, 70, 60.
It tells you your heart, how hard your heart is working at that point. So if you're working at a 60% capacity, 70, 80, and the competitive part comes with the points. How long you stay in these zones, you get certain points, and it kind of creates a competition amongst our members here. So it kind of pushes everyone. It's like, you want to beat the next person, or at least the ones that you see every day. You create a competition, which is a healthy competition, which just pushes everyone to get better. And that's the whole point. You want to be better.
And what I like about it is, coming from a competitive drug-free bodybuilding background, data is important. So now you have a guy here who comes in at 48% body fat, super overweight, super uneducated again. Now he's learning stats. He's learning how many calories he's burning.
Not that I was uneducated.
You forgot it all.
I forgot. I fell off the horse, but I was doing bodybuilding type exercises, which are not what I need. I need compound exercises. I need
circuit
complete
training,
CrossFit, HIIT training, all that. 45, 50 minutes, an hour of movement, no rests in between, very little rest.
And thankfully, he listened to the Greek and he took my advice. He did our classes. And what's beautiful about our program is, unlike any gym in the city, I think in the country, when you have 6 people in a class and you have amazing coaches that follow a program design that not only is based on body type, but is based on a periodization principle. So Coach Adam in our club sets the program up as if it's a one-on-one workout where week 1, the ectomorph is doing 10 to 12 reps, then they go 8 to 10, then they go 6 to 8, then they go 4 to 6 the last week. The meso and endomorphic clients go 15 or 20 plus, 10, 15, then they go 12 to 15, and then 10 to 12. So where else can you get a program that has that periodization principle built in with 6 people.
You're not in the big box gyms. Impossible. They just want to get your ass in the facility, and actually they don't care if you even come. They just want your money. Over here, you pay, but you need to show up, or else Dimitri and his team, you're gonna have Ryan or Matt or Courtney. Well, she's not here anymore.
Yeah. And another thing that's cool is when he was coming in at 6 a.m. as a diehard, a lot of times you have people that maybe don't show up or can't show up. So instead of having 6, you get 2 or 3.
How many mornings it was just me and Courtney? It's like
go.
personal, private training.
You got it. So now you're starting to lose weight. You're getting motivated. You're dropping, what, in the beginning, was it a few pounds per week?
I was losing, at some of the first few weeks, it was 5 pounds right off the shot. I mean, obviously, it was so much excessive weight that extra weight just melted off right away. But then slowly, it was 1 pound, 2 pounds a week. It depends on how the week went. I mean, I wasn't eating perfectly. I still not eating perfectly, but I wasn't rushing to drop the weight. It was a slow, methodical process. It's going to be forever. This process is going to be forever. I mean, you haven't stopped training, and you've been a personal trainer for 20 plus years?
26, baby.
So it's an ongoing thing. You haven't stopped training. I guess I won't either.
So then what happened was we said, in order to make this work, and those of you out there want to lose 50 pounds plus, you got to listen to me, man. You got to focus on saying that these guys are pros. They've done it before. He's done it. He's with someone live right now. Whatever he says, I'm going to stick to it like glue. So 1, get yourself a proper program. 2, get yourself a nutrition program, which you can have follow-up. He was meeting with Anita every 3 weeks. They were going over blood work. They were going over liver enzymes, cholesterol, testosterone levels, everything. 3, get yourself an accountability check. Get your body composition done. Find out how much weight you weigh. Find out fat percentage.
I know the numbers scare you, but you have to know your numbers. Yeah. Or else you don't know what your goals are.
Because once you see the numbers changing from 48%, then he went to 46, and then 44, and then 42. And when he was texting me saying to me, hey man, I'm dropping weight, this is working, as much as I was excited, because I know his personality, he's a very aggressive type A personality. And typically people like myself, they have, I don't want to say aggressive, but they have a personality where it's all or nothing. And if they go in, they go all in. And if they don't, they fall out. So I made sure to make checkpoints in, and my checkpoints were video checkpoints. For anyone listening right now, as soon as you lose your first 10 pounds, make a video about it, talk about it, share it with your family. The minute you lose your next 15, 20, broadcast it, tell people. Because if you're keeping this a secret and you're losing weight slowly, guess what happens when you fall into a slump? No one knows about your success. Nobody can help you. However, when you're in a negative mindset and you're in a shitty state and someone pops up to you in the gym, like, hey, Jeff, what's up, man? You lost 14 pounds. Amazing. Automatically, you'll shift and be like, you know what? I did lose that weight. I'm off track right now, but I can get back to it. And that happened a lot because Jeff had a positive reinforcing environment here, where a lot of people knew success. And also, if people know you're struggling, that's a great time to get help, because we're all human. I get help from coaches, our staff get help, so do clients. So you're dropping weight, you're losing fat. Tell me what kind of struggles you had the second time around.
The weight does not come off that easy. Nice. Especially as you get older. And then also my lifestyle, not lifestyle, I would say it's harder to maintain a schedule, eating schedule. I'm all over the place. My days consist of meetings, site meetings, having lunches with clients or contractors. It's just I'm all over the place. Some of my days sometimes don't end till late at night. So to eat properly is very hard. So I got to train that much harder.
So give the viewers, because we're going to be wrapping up soon, but we are in month 10 now.
Yeah.
We weighed you at 204 at 29%. Like, that blows my mind. I'm going to tell you guys some numbers because I'm a number guy, okay? We said 250 times 0.48 equals 120 pounds of fat mass. Today, he's 204 at 29%. He's at 59 pounds of fat. 120 minus 59. That's 61 pounds of chicho burned, guys. Now, I'm not talking 3, 4. That's 61 pounds of fat off his body. The next time you go home, pick up a boulder, pick up a rock, pick up a bag, pick up 60 pounds of a rock, put it on your shoulder, and try to do the Macarena. See if you can...
Carry a bag of cement.
There you go. Put a bag of cement on your shoulder.
30-kilo bag of cement.
And try to do the Macarena. See if you can move around nicely.
I was carrying that mostly, well, a little bit everywhere, because endomorph, you get the weight everywhere. I got it on my back, on my chest, on my legs, but mostly probably 80% of that weight was on my gut. And it was
dangerous.
Bad, really bad.
I tried using the scare tactic only because he's my buddy, and I wouldn't do this with a brand new client. But I started scaring him in a proper way when I first met him, talking about metabolic syndrome or syndrome X. And a lot of you guys listening out here don't even know what that is. It's the biggest killer in the planet, North America. Metabolic syndrome is a cluster of 4 cardiovascular diseases into one. High blood pressure, high triglycerides, abdominal obesity, and high blood sugar. When you start noticing 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these are happening together, you're going to realize that the ticking clock is ticking, and your health is minutes away from you having a heart attack, a stroke. So we said he lost 59 pounds of fat. His lean mass went from 130 to 144. So guys, as an endomorph, he gained 14 pounds of muscle. And what's nice now is, now that he's older, he's more mature, his body and his muscle memory is kicked in.
Yeah, my muscle mass is pretty much stayed the same. I've gained muscle, but I've always, since let's say 2015 to now, I've always carried a bulkier physique, like big shoulders, big back, decent sized chest. I've always had thick legs, so that I never had to worry about. But definitely haven't lost the muscle mass. I've dropped a lot of body weight. I don't know. Well, maybe we will get to this after, but I want to tell you why you should join Pure Motivation Fitness.
Oh, you're not pitching us. You're just being honest.
Why? I'm getting emotional for a second.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. We're here. We want to tell you.
Okay, you take the mic.
I'm going to take the mic. When you're looking at a weight loss transformation, you're looking at many different aspects of trying to make this work. And you're looking at accountability is going to be the base. You can have a great trainer, and a lot of people come to us and they say, well, you know, your program costs this much, and I have a guy who told me he's $50 if I pay him cash, or $30. Remember one thing.
That's bullshit.
When you're hiring,
you're not going to get the quality you're going to get here.
When you're hiring a coach, ladies and gentlemen, you need to make sure there's a manager, there's an owner, there's a team that you can bounce ideas back over and not get ripped off when this one person takes your money, runs away. So we've went past his comeback story. Right now, I feel he's a champion at 29%, even if he never drops anymore, which he's still determined to drop more. He's
going to go under 20.
He's taken off, like I would say minimum 10 years of life expectancy. Gentlemen, if any of you guys are listening right now, I want you to get a measuring tape. I want you to wrap it around your waist, even females. And if that measuring tape rounds...
I had to buy pants for my son's communion last year, even though it was COVID. We were allowed, I don't remember how many people in the church, 5 or 6. And then we had like 10 people at a dinner. This was last September, so over a year ago. I had to get fucking pants that were like 40, 42 probably.
And what are you usually used to?
32.
So that's 8 inches, guys.
Fucking gross.
That's 8 inches.
It was horrible.
8 inches. So as I'm speaking, the number one easiest way to give yourself...
And I'm not a big guy. I'm only 5'6". I'm at 4. You know what size 40 pants on a guy that's my height looks like? Look like a boulder.
Jeans lie to you, because if you're a 40-inch wearing in your pants, you're probably a 45 skin to skin, because clothing companies will never make the jean or pant size be exactly to where you're at. So you need to have accountability. You need to make sure that someone is logging you. But go back into the measuring tape. Wrap a measuring tape around your waist. if you're a female and you're at 37 plus inches or a male 40, that's abdominal obesity, and you're gaining visceral tissue in your organs. You're attacking and you're polluting your liver. You're getting a lot of plaque buildup in your arteries. And if someone, where I always tell people this, there's 3 types of body fat. Subcutaneous, we can pinch that in our stomach, we can pinch it in our face. Everyone's got some of that. I got some of that. Visceral tissue is the tissue that's inside your organs. It wraps around all your intestines, your heart, and everything else. And then retroperitoneal is the third layer that blocks the kidneys in the back of your body. So if you notice your midsection's round, screw your doctor. If they say you pass your physical, your blood pressure's a little high, take some medication, screw them. Your waistline's big, that's your first and major your indicator to get the results. So if we're going to wrap up soon here, Jeff.
Okay, one thing I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to leave you with.
Right, let's do it.
Spend money on your fitness, on your health. Don't think that, oh yeah, I'm going to go and spend, I'm not going to come to Pure Motivation Fitness or maybe another boutique gym or another private gym that's a little more expensive because I'm going to go get a membership at Good Life for $50 a month. You're going to get $50 worth of help.
Yeah.
Over here. Spend the money on your health.
And I like that he's mentioning this, not because he's trying to say to promote the club and all, but I always tell people, man, you got one vessel. I know so many clients that are millionaires.
It's okay to go spend $800 on a pair of Gucci loafers, but to fucking spend $80 or $200 a month for personal training, or $300, whatever the case may be. I don't care if it was $1,000. It's your life.
Right. And this is where people got to remember health is wealth. You can't have a fancy car, fancy home, 6,000 square foot home with bells and whistles, but then you still, when you look down to use the bathroom, you can't see your private. So if we're going to leave...
That was, I don't even want to go there. So
I'm sure his sex life improved dramatically.
Absolutely. Holy.
So give me 3 takeaways for anybody listening. And I know that a lot of times when you were struggling, we gave you access to our mobile app. It had at-home workouts.
Okay, 3 things.
A lot of times he'd come to the gym and he'd work out privately in the corner, and people were like, why is this guy in the corner by himself? Well, he's got a mobile app that we gave him. He's got a routine that I've instructed him to do. He's following the routine. He's watching the demo videos. What else does he need to do? He's got an app telling him what to work on. So what are your 3 takeaways?
Okay, first off, like I said, spend the money on your fitness.
Invest in your health, baby.
Invest in yourself. Because if you can't invest in yourself, how are you going to help others? Secondly, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's forever. Nice. This is a lifestyle. So you don't have to lose 50 pounds in a month. Maybe you gotta go. Maybe you're going on vacation. You want to lose that weight, but it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Take your time. The longer it takes to lose it, the longer it'll take to put it back on. So you won't put it back on.
Nice.
And then the third thing is you have to be in the right mind frame. You have to want it. You can't put it off. You're saying tomorrow. You have to do it now.
What gets you up in the morning I forget the fact that you're up for work and all, but you come here sometimes and you ask me to open up the gym on long weekends when we're closed because you want to work out by yourself. What gets in your head so people can take a little bit of that, eat it, swallow it, and make it work for them? How do you wake up in the morning?
I thrive on it's a high I get.
It's a high. And what about the days where you feel
I feel
shit?
good after you work out? You feel great. It's like an endorphin release.
It's dopamine, baby.
Right? Like if I feel like shit, let's say you feel bloated from the night before, or you had a couple glasses of wine, or in my case, gin tonics to go down like water for me. I come the next morning, I don't care if even I'm sweating gin at that point. I work out and I feel better and I feel less bloated. And not that it happens all the time, but it is my reset for the day.
Nice.
It's my way to start my day properly. If I sweat it out, I'm sharp for the day. I worked out, I'm sharp, and I can attack the day And I don't have to worry because now I got that part of my day. The most important part of my day is over with, and I can attack the rest of the day just with a clear mental focus.
What about the guy or girl who's listening right now who says, you know what? I don't know, man. You sound like you're exciting. You lost 60 pounds again. You did it twice. I don't know if I can do it. What are you going to tell that guy right now who's listening, or that girl? Because this podcast will be played everywhere. They need the help and motivation. I brought you here today not to showcase what we do, because I don't care. I know I'm proud and I'm confident what me and my team does. But you dropped 16% body fat in 10 months. And some people can't even lose 2% in a year. What do you tell that husband, that wife with kids, that student, that entrepreneur who's struggling, who right now is waking up feeling like crap, looking in the mirror, looking like crap, who's at the verge of saying, I give up and I'm just gonna tell myself that this is my life? What are you gonna tell those guys?
Don't give up on yourself. You are the most important person in your life. If you don't make yourself first, how are you gonna help your kids? How are you gonna show your kids to lead a healthy lifestyle? Right? You need to put yourself first. I don't care what people say. I don't have time. Of course you have time. You're gonna sit in front of the TV and watch Netflix, this new Squid Games. It's a waste of time. Go put yourself first and work out. Take 50 minutes. That's all you need. That's all the class is. 45, 50 minutes. That's right. I crush 50 minutes and sweat and burn more calories than I do in a one workout now than I used to do when I was at the gym for 2.5 hours, because it is their body type specific and intense workouts that work.
Nice. Well, Jeff, I want to thank you so much, brother love. You're the man of the hour. Even though he's getting emotional, he's a big bear, so don't worry, we'll give him a hug after this. I want to thank you for everyone who's listening. If you do feel you've taken some nuggets, ask for one simple favor. If you like the show, give us a thumbs up, share it with somebody you know can help. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because we love promoting and giving a lot of good stuff. And follow us on Instagram at Dimitri Giancoulis and at pure__motivation. This podcast was meant to showcase to men and women that you can torch 45 pounds of fat. You can torch and sizzle and burn 16% body fat in 10 months. And we have live proof from someone just like you and me, who's a business owner, who's got kids, a family, all the same stresses that we all have. The only difference that separates one person from the next is their attitude. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are my last words. Have yourself a wonderful Thanksgiving Day if you live in Canada. For all my friends in the U.S. and for my coach in the U.S., we love you guys all. We're in one family. Anyone who's listening who says, I don't live in Vaughan, I don't live in Canada, how do I get help? Reach out to me at Dimitri Giancoulis at Instagram. I'm happy to share with you our customized body type specific app, which not only will give you customized nutrition programming, customized training, but you got me. I'm going to be able to message you and talk to you 24/7 through the app. We're going to have a weekly check-in call where I can sit down with you and go over what's working, what's not working. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give you that push that no one else is going to give you. Have yourself an amazing day. From Jeff and I, from Pure Motivation Fitness. Last words, Jeff, give it to me.
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
He says, I don't know what you want me to say.
Oh, okay. I got you know why I was emotional? Is because Dimitri and his team and his gym changed my life.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day. And remember, the next time you hear Jeff on this podcast, we're going to be shaving off the 20% body fat. Take care.
Talking about supplementation.
You got it. Take care. Have a wonderful day. And remember, attitude is everything, baby. Peace.